We're going to talk about tech and the layoffs, and then we're going to jump into the other subject as well.
The top tech companies are facing hiring freezes and layoffs due to cost-cutting measures. According to the tech jobs tracking site, layoffs.fyi, at least 66 tech firms handed out more than 16,000 pink slips in recent months. The layoffs come after tech firms hired aggressively in late 2020 and 2021.
Meanwhile, companies like Twitter and Meta have implemented hiring freezes, citing disappointing earnings. Some tech firms like Lyft and Microsoft insist they are only slowing down hiring in particular departments rather than company-wide.
And you hear that, right? You hear that, guys. Companies are laying people off. Companies are laying people off, but you have to remember what they said. Only in certain departments. Only in certain departments. And you also heard that where some of these companies who are laying people off in 2020 and 2021, when they were making all this money, they hired a lot of people and paid them high salaries. And now the chicken is coming home to roost, guys. The chicken is coming home to roost. We're going to get into a subject. We're going to get into a topic about Coinbase tonight. We're going to get into a topic about Coinbase tonight and what they did and how the chicken is coming home to roost. Let's continue on.
Still a hiring freeze, still a slowdown. For more on this, we're joined now by our tech reporter. That's Dan Patterson. Dan, how would you assess the current state of the job market out there on Silicon Valley?
Well, Tony, look, it's still a very robust industry. It is funded primarily by venture capital, and these early stage companies still continue to raise money. That's companies at Series A, Series B, meaning they're getting their cash from venture capital in the less than $1 billion round. But these $1 billion companies, they're called unicorns. Those companies are suffering right now, in large part because of what you just indicated. They hired up during the pandemic, and a lot of these jobs, at least according to our reporting and reporting by TechCrunch and other outlets, is that they're simply reducing a lot of the redundancy and kind of pulling back from the expansion during the pandemic stage.
You heard that. Many of you got hired on. Many of you got hired on during 2020 and 2021. You may have sought green pastures. You may have sought green pastures going to one of these big unicorns, right? Tesla was hiring. Microsoft was hiring. All these companies were hiring. Coinbase was hiring. You wanted to get into fintech. And you pursued that. And you got a job, most likely. And you got paid $100K, most likely. But you have to ask yourself, was that job redundant? Well, for the people that got hired on, didn't prove their value, were in a redundant job, more than likely you're getting laid off, or you already have been laid off.
Dan, the price of Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies, obviously we've discussed, has been crashing. Has that been having an effect on the tech jobs market too?
Lana, cryptocurrency is the exception. Look, the entire Web3 or crypto industry, it is going through a really traumatic period. Right now, you can watch the price of Bitcoin free fall. It is at its lowest price in years and years. And look, this is impacting the entire crypto industry. We have seen not just job freezes at companies like Coinbase, which recently hired up very rapidly. They paid incredible salaries and they offered jobs ahead of time. So if you were a PhD student, you could hire, or even immigrants, you could hire very early at these companies. A lot of those companies have not only stopped hiring, they've rescinded job offers.
That's right. You heard it. Coinbase itself, many people got hired directly out of school, had the offer waiting on them, had the offer in their hand, quit their other job. And all of a sudden, their offer is no longer valid. Their offer is no longer there. They can't go work for Coinbase anymore because Coinbase, they staffed up too much. Again, it's kind of the same thing as a retailer putting a whole bunch of inventory on the shelf and nobody going out there and buying it. They sold a whole bunch of people. That they're going to be valuable into this company, and the company is going to continue to grow. It's going to continue to grow. And what ended up happening is you had so much employees and the company didn't grow. And you saw the crypto market started to tank. So what are you going to do with these people that you hired, that you put on the shelf to do all this work, and all of a sudden your crypto market starts to tank? You have to lay people off. That's what's happened to Coinbase. That's what happened to a lot of people coming out of college, a lot of people who wanted to get into fintech. They had the offer in their hands, and all of a sudden they were told that offer no longer is valid. Damn! That's a pretty bad situation. That is a pretty bad situation. That is a pretty bad situation. This is why I'm going to tell you guys like this. I'm going to tell you just like this. You have to look out for yourself. You have to look out for yourself, because as we continue to progress within our career, you want to make the best decisions in the best interest of yourself, because companies at the end of the day, they're going to make the best decisions in the best interest of the overall company. So yes, you can be loyal. You can be loyal to certain people. You can be loyal to, people that's going to help you climb that ladder. But don't just be committed to the overall company. You have to be committed to the people that's going to help you progress within your career. Otherwise, you know what? You become loyal to a company. You see what happens, right? You see what happens? They leave you without a job.
Coinbase is in a heck of a lot of trouble right now.
Wow. All right. So do you think that these companies will bounce back, or are we going to, as a society, start churning our own butter and being compelled around by horse? Yeah.
Yeah. Look, the rest of the tech industry, I think, is going to be just fine, especially the B2B, and that's the business technology sector. But crypto, Web3, if it were me, I wouldn't touch it with a 10-foot pole.
Wow.
All right.
You heard what he had to say. You heard what he had to say. And that's going to be the discussion that we're going to be having tonight, guys. You know what? Certain companies are doing fantastic. Certain companies are absolutely doing fantastic, and people are hiring. Companies are hiring. Ask Marvin. Marvin is in the chat right now. Marvin got 3 offers last week. 3 offers last week. 1 for a sales role, 2 for customer success roles. He accepted the sales role. Ask Kendall Williams. Received an offer last week in software sales as well. Guys, I want you to do something. I want you to do something. In the video description of this video on this live stream, I have a link out there for Course Careers. Course Careers is a partner of ours that we decided to partner with that's helping people get into technology sales with or without a degree. As you know, I am in technology sales. Technology sales has changed my life. I'm gonna tell you like this, it has changed my life. And if you're interested in technology sales, you should look into Course Careers. In the video description, you can receive a $50 discount off of the course that you would actually sign up for. It's actually a boot camp. It will take you anywhere from 4 to 6 weeks to complete. And they're going to help you get an internship or get you into a position in tech sales. And guess what, guys? Tech sales is the leading role that is being hired right now in the technology industry. Over 400 tech sales roles exist out there right now if you were to look in LinkedIn, Indeed, and so forth. So if you're thinking about a career in tech sales, consider Course Careers. What I would also say is this, guys. If you need any sort of IT coaching or help or career coaching, book a session. www.blkheights.com. Book a session. www.blkheights.com. And you can, obviously become part of the Patreon community, where you have guys like Marvin, you have guys like Damien, you have guys like Kendall, you have guys like, Ben, who have a lot of experience and that can help you progress within your career, and to share stories of the things that you can do in order for you to get to that 6-figure bag. Not only that, you get access directly to me as well too.